For well over a decade, drones have been making a global impact in all areas of industry, from farming, inspections, search and rescue, and creative uses within TV and film industries. Alongside the increased use of drone technology, there are companies who develop hardware and software to work within specific industries to help provide solutions to problems. This film explores the opportunities within the drone technology space, introduces drone tech companies from across the UK to see what challenges they've faced and how they've turned those challenges into success, and how Lancashire could learn from these experiences and support drone companies and activities in the future.
Drones for me are like the microcomputer in the 1980s.
Technology is maturing, they're allowing you to do more and more things with drones.
I believe that we're only at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to drones.
In 2018, a report was produced exploring how drone technology has the potential to increase UK GDP by £42 billion by 2030. The research estimates there'll be more than 76,000 drones in use across UK skies. Mark Webber from Tilt Angle Drones in Burnley is about to take his prototypes to production.
What I found was I was buying other people's products, and I was never always completely happy with what I was buying because I was always limited to, either the control units or the cameras. So I decided to start manufacturing my own, and I was manufacturing different drones for different disciplines. So I'm manufacturing heavier lift ones to carry heavier cameras, smaller ones for smaller cameras, and whatever I needed at the time to use as a PFC operator, I was kind of building for them jobs.
At the foot of the Malvern Hills, Drone Prep, a drone software development company, has seen astronomical growth in the last 18 months.
So for us, really creating Drone Prep platform was about enabling drone pilots to quickly access land and owner information, to seek the necessary permissions. I mean, in our experience, the majority of drone pilots really want to adhere to the rules. They want to fly safely, they want to fly compliantly, and they want to enjoy it. And I think you enjoy that by knowing that you're flying in the right way.
It was quite difficult to find that information. So early doors, we teamed up with Ordnance Survey and HM Land Registry to build a software platform so we could basically show anyone, any place in the country and find out who owns it and how to access that information to get a landowner permission.
After building the drone platform, the Drone Prep team were invited as part of a consortium to take part in the first medical deliveries by drone to islands in the UK, and the first deliveries by drone for Royal Mail on the Isle of Mull.
And we've achieved, as I say, the first medical flights for the NHS, the first flights for Royal Mail, and we've also done some proof of concept work for flying the vaccine at 2 to 8 degrees, which doesn't just have a legacy here in the UK, has a huge legacy for COVAX and overseas medical deliveries as well.
Over to Holmfirth in Yorkshire. Clogworks is a global drone manufacturer founded by former software developer Peter Opdam. Peter started building drones in his garage, but now they're in demand for many disciplines.
So for me, the industry looks, it was very appealing to me because in the 1980s, of course, computer games were not that, big at the time, whereas you look at the games industry nowadays, it's massive. And I believe that there's enormous growth potential in this industry.
What do drone startups need to succeed? Support can range across funding, collaboration, community, and access to facilities.
The next stage of building the idea beyond concept, I was attracted to a hub called Geovation in London, which was run by Ordnance Survey and HM Land Registry, which was full of lots of really incredible pioneering people that were working with geospatial data. And being part of that community of over 400 people really opened up my eyes to how to collaborate in data, how to sort of build software, and how to find the right people to build a business. Here in Worcester, there's a lovely facility here at Malvern Hills Science Park where we are today, and over 100 companies, both in Worcestershire but also in the hinterland of Worcestershire as well, applied to have their business accelerated here in the Science Park, and 8 of those got on the cohort that we got on.
For us, I think the biggest support that we received is the grants that are available. And certainly through BetaDen, where we've been through the accelerator, through Worcestershire County Council, through the Worcestershire Local Enterprise Partnership, they have been a tremendous help in really getting us to have a concept, a proof of concept, having an idea and being able to realise that in software development or whether it's technology.
It's very exciting, of course, to have an idea and then get to the stage where you're actually making that first prototype. It comes with at very challenging times.
So what are the challenges drone operators experience?
The biggest problem for us is space and time to get out when the weather permits, because we don't always have the facility available to go out and test. Getting hold of the right equipment as well. We're having to hire out 3D printers, we're having to use other people's equipment when we need things, which is limiting. We obviously need somewhere that's safe and away from the public.
There's lots of challenges as a professional drone pilot here in the United Kingdom. So first of all, if you think about the public, most people, if you talk about drone, you naturally think about warfare. People worry they're being spied on.
You know, you have all your permissions in place, you have all your risk assessments. You know, you still seem to be bothered by members of the public calling the police. It's the perception that everybody who's flying a drone is doing something wrong.
As a drone operator, you've got to be aware of these little nuances for landowners and what they think about you before you even approach.
But that perception is changing, and with change comes opportunity.
People are starting to understand why we're using drone technology. They're saving lives, they're saving time, they're saving cost. They're revolutionising many industries, and so now when someone sees a drone hovering above them, they feel safer rather than threatened like they did before.
And what's the dream for those in the drone sector?
My next challenge is to scale the company up, to grow the company and try and accelerate the growth so we can really scale up manufacturing production. Because at the moment we can sell more drones than we could make, which is, you know, quite a good position to be in.
The dream for me, funding-wise, will be to have enough funding to be able to rent or lease a proper workshop where we can do everything in a clean, safe environment.
A flying site to test beyond visual line of sight, or it could be access to graduates, people, motivated people that are, you know, have skills, that are really into drones.
And what are the opportunities for drones and drone tech in the UK and here in Lancashire? And how can we harness that? How can solutions be offered to companies that haven't even thought about using drones yet?
Lancashire is actually the biggest aerospace cluster in the UK. So they've been manufacturing aircraft here for probably 60, 70 years now. And they've sort of evolved to sort of supply and manufacture conventional aircraft. But we think there's a real opportunity in Lancashire for them to actually get involved in the drone sector and to start using their skills and know-how to actually develop a drone industry in this region.
So the aerial uptake project for us forms part of a much wider programme of activity that we've got. The real benefit of part of what it's looking for is identifying what some of the societal barriers are to using drones, and the barriers really to bringing drone technologies to market and effectively integrating them into the everyday life.
The drone industry pre-pandemic wasn't as well known, I think, in the public perception. I think there's been a huge uptake of people not only just paying an interest but seeing the benefit of what drones can do. I don't think there was as much funding available beforehand, and the spotlight certainly wasn't on these various drone companies. So it did feel like it was just moving at a fairly slow pace. It was going in the right direction, but just kind of slowly. And I think actually without the pandemic, it may almost have been taken over by something else, something else taking further focus. But actually what happened during the pandemic, the skies were emptier, there was more space, there was a lot of focus and funding put into innovation.
We want to create more jobs within Lancashire and Preston, and obviously it's like a long term, it's like a new up and coming emerging market that could be sustainable. It obviously has an eco-friendly approach to it, and also it's a high quality, high skilled work that could potentially be quite a lucrative market and create a lot of high paid jobs as well within Lancashire and Preston.
So at UCLan we've been working on drone activity for a number of years, started really back in 2013 with the development of our Civic Drone Centre.
We've just had a huge investment in equipment all kinds of drone equipment so that we can work with businesses to demonstrate drone technology.
Which is bringing together a lot of the major employers, a lot of the researching organisations and the university together to really help create this centre of excellence for drones within the UK, based here in Lancashire.
So businesses that are developing drone technology, we can help them with the engineering and help them take new products to market much more quickly. But also companies that are not currently using drones, showing them the art of the possible and showing them how they could integrate that into their business as well.
And understanding where a drone may be able to support them and help them in that activity is a large part of what this project, one of these projects, is about, the Lancashire Innovation Drone Zone.
What we'd like is to be able to start pushing these jobs and show them that actually, as an industry, the drone industry could well be, you know, the size of the automotive industry in the local area or the aerospace industry in the local area.
For students, it's great because they get to access all this new equipment. They get to learn the technology, which prepares them for when they go into industry. The research activities we do inform the teaching as well. So as we're researching new materials, for example, that can be fed into our lectures and our teaching content as well. And then by working with businesses, that creates great opportunities for students as well, for placement and future employment as well.
Be very excited. I have access to all resources as fully focused and motivated graduates. Possibilities there are, for example, BVLOS corridor to trial and test our systems.
As a country, we're very much drone engaged and very much using them for the benefit of driving productivity, keeping costs down, improving safety, and really starting to exploit the technology opportunities that are out there.
The uses of drones is limitless. The only thing holding us back is our imaginations. They're saving lives, they're delivering beers, they're flying on the moon. If you're crazy enough to think it, determined enough to create it, then I bet you drones can do it.